start with Cisco SD-WAN. Okay, we are going to start with Cisco SD-WAN. It is also called Cisco Catalyst SD-WAN. Okay, previously it was called as Cisco Viptela SD-WAN.
Okay.
It was called as Cisco Viptela SD-WAN, but now it is called Cisco Catalyst
So Catalyst
SD-WAN.
SD-WAN.
Okay, it was changed just last year. Okay, and they have changed names, you can say, a little bit. जो controllers के name होते थे उनको थोड़ा सा change कर दिया है. Okay, we will discuss about the changes also. Now if I talk about WAN, what is WAN? Can you tell me what is WAN?
WAN stands for Wide Area Network, where we access internet.
Okay, so you can say that WAN is used to provide connectivity
Yes.
between different sites, provide connectivity between different,
Networks.
yes, networks or sites, branches of an organization, and to connect with the internet, right? It is called wide area network. It is used to provide the connectivity between two sites or branches of an organization which are located at very far distance, right?
Yes.
So you will implement WAN and to connect the branches or sites with the internet also. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now traditionally we were using some WAN solutions, right? आप कैसे WAN connectivity provide करते थे traditional network में? कौन कौन से methods हम लोग use करते हैं? We provide WAN connectivity with the help of internet, right? We
Yes.
provide WAN connectivity with the help of private MPLS circuits, MPLS connections, okay? And we can also provide internet connectivity with the help of 4G and 5G LTE networks, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Other than this, we also have some satellite link based internet connectivity which can be used in secret agencies or government offices, okay? But if I talk about most publicly used internet options or most publicly used WAN solutions, then we have internet, then we have MPLS, we have 5G LTE nowadays, okay? Previously it was called 4G. But all these traditional WAN solutions were designed to connect remote branches to the data center, right? We were not able to provide direct internet connectivity on the branch offices. जैसे किसी organization के पास मान के चलो multiple sites है. For example, there is an organization ABC and it has 50 sites. Okay. So what we want to provide connectivity between these 50 sites first of all, right? And we also want to provide internet connectivity to these sites. So what we did in traditional WAN, we created a data center, right? Where we were managing the data of all the branches, all the sites, where we were storing the data of all the branches or all the sites, right? And remote branches were communicating with each other through that data center. Okay. अगर आप ट्रेडिशनल वैन डिजाइन की बात करोगे तो हम लोग सबसे पहले कौन कौन से वैन सॉल्यूशंस यूज करते हैं वो आपको पता होना चाहिए, राइट?
Mm-hmm.
So here we can use internet, MPLS, and 5G. Nowadays it is 5G LTE network. Okay, these are the methods to provide WAN connectivity. So these are called nowadays, these are called traditional WAN solutions. And now if I talk about the inefficiencies, why we are shifting towards SD-WAN, right? What will you find new in SD-WAN? Now, first of all, you need to know about the inefficiencies of traditional WAN. हम लोग SD-WAN की तरफ शिफ्ट कर ही क्यों रहे हैं, राइट? आपको पता होना चाहिए. So you need to know the inefficiencies of traditional WAN. I will tell you. Okay. Sorry. Now here you can write it like this. The traditional WAN was designed, the traditional WAN was designed to connect branch users to the data center. Branch users to the data center or remote sites to the data centers. Okay. Dedicated leased lines, dedicated leased lines, MPLS, or you can say expensive MPLS circuits were used, right? MPLS circuits were used to provide connectivity to provide connectivity to the data center. Okay. Now, some applications are hosted on the internet or in the cloud. Okay. And to access these applications, remote site users or branch users were sending the traffic through data center, right? Were sending the traffic through data center. Okay. Okay. This is your traditional WAN. Okay. Now, if I talk about the benefits of SD-WAN, right? If I talk about SD-WAN, so here we can say that SD-WAN is called software defined WAN. Okay. Software defined WAN. And SD-WAN solution have been designed to remove these challenges, to remove these problems. Okay. SD-WAN is the part of broader technology SDN. SDN, it is called software defined networking. Okay. Software defined networking. SD-WAN is the part of broader technology called SDN. Okay. This is a new approach. This is a new centralized approach, you can say. Centralized approach to network management, to network management that separates the underlying network infrastructure. You can write it like this, that separates the underlying infrastructure from the services and application, from services and applications running over the network, running over the network. Okay. Clear. SD-WAN or you can say SDN separates the control plane and data plane in the network. Control plane, control plane is handled by centralized controller and data plane is handled by WAN infrastructure devices. These infrastructure devices are structure devices. Okay. WAN infrastructure devices means router. Okay. Now, if I talk about the benefits of SD-WAN, right? First of all, SD-WAN uses single management plane. Okay. SD-WAN provides centralized management or single management plane. Single management plane means here we can manage the SD-WAN overlaid network from a single point of management, from a single GUI, you can say. Okay, clear. And it will provide many benefits and business opportunities, you can say, and a better overall user experience also, right? Like it will provide automation. Automation means here you can operate a network as a system, okay, in a centralized manner. It removes most of the complexity for the large scale networks, okay, for the large scale network. And the whole idea of centralized management is to use automation. हम लोग centralized management क्यों use कर रहे हैं? So that we can use automation, we can configure multiple devices from a single point of management, okay. And it will create simplified consistent deployment and operational models. अब automation अगर आप use करोगे तो जो भी नए WAN infrastructure devices आप connect कर रहे हो उनको आप manually configure नहीं करना पड़ेगा आपको, right? You don't need to configure them manually. You can perform automatic provisioning for them, okay, with the help of automation. तो जब आप SD-WAN यूज करोगे तो आप नेटवर्क में क्या इनेबल कर रहे हो? ऑटोमेशन. You will be able to configure and manage multiple WAN infrastructure devices from a single point of management GUI. Okay, clear. SD-WAN, when you are going to deploy SD-WAN, it will also reduce cost. How it will reduce cost? Here you don't need to set up the data center now, right? First of all, you don't need to set up the data center because here most of the organizations are using cloud based applications or internet based applications to store their data. So there is no need of data center now, you can say. You can just purchase some space on the cloud, okay, so that you can create your virtual machines, and you can run application on them, you can store application data on them, right? So here you don't need to purchase you can say expensive circuits also, okay. Like you don't need to have MPLS connectivity, you don't need to have, it is not mandatory. If you have, that's good, but it is not mandatory that you have to purchase MPLS circuit, okay. Because here this SD-WAN is transport independent. You can deploy SD-WAN on any WAN transport, any, whether you are using broadband connection, okay, you are using 4G 5G LTE connection, MPLS connection, or any other public transport, okay. Or you can say you are using open internet, then also it will be able to connect your users to the applications securely, okay. SD-WAN can be deployed on any WAN transport, it is transport independent, okay. SD-WAN is transport independent. So you can say that transport independent. So you don't need to purchase any mandatory WAN connection. You don't need to have any mandatory WAN connection. You can have any WAN transport. Okay. You can have any WAN transport and you will be able to deploy SD-WAN overlay network. Okay. Other than this, SD-WAN will provide you improved uptime. Improved uptime. Right. Now here we are using centralized management and automation. These features or these benefits will eliminate most of the human errors like misconfiguration, wrong designs, wrong configuration and deployment, right? So it will improve the overall uptime of the network. अब जैसे मान के चलो आपने मैन्युअली सारी कॉन्फ़िगरेशन की थी और दो तीन राउटर पे आपने आईपी गलत कॉन्फ़िगर कर दी, अब उसको ट्रबल शूट करने में ही बहुत टाइम लग जाएगा, राइट? और अगर आप कोई भी वैन राउटर है, अगर वो वैन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में आप कनेक्ट करने वाले हो, तो उसको मैन्युअली कॉन्फ़िगर करना पड़ेगा ट्रेडिशनल वैन में, राइट? आपको सारी चीजें वन बाय वन डिफाइन करनी पड़ेंगी. So the deployment of new WAN infrastructure devices were also very slow in the traditional WAN, but in SD-WAN it will be very fast. It will be much faster than traditional WAN solution. Okay, because in SD-WAN you will be able to provision the WAN infrastructure devices automatically. Okay, automatically. You don't need to do any configuration. You just need to connect your WAN device with the network. Okay, with the network. Are you getting this? So it will give you improved uptime also. Other than this, it is more secure. More secure. Okay. When you are going to, you can say, configure SD-WAN in the network, then your network will be centrally managed, right? आपका पूरा SD-WAN ओवरले नेटवर्क क्या होता है? सेंट्रली मैनेज्ड होता है. एक सिंगल GUI से आप मैनेज करते हो. Now, in centrally managed networks, we can easily apply end-to-end security policy across the enterprise network, which is very hard to do using the box-to-box approach. अब जैसे आपको कोई security policy change करना है आपके network में, तो आपके पास यहाँ पे एक centralized GUI है SD-WAN में, right? आप उस GUI पे जाके एक policy बनाओगे और वो अपने सारे routers पे push कर दोगे एक ही बार में. So it will provide you better approach to secure the network, right? And in SD-WAN network, in SD-WAN overlay network, whenever any WAN infrastructure device will join SD-WAN overlay network, it will be able to create IPsec tunnel with other WAN infrastructure devices automatically without any configuration. जैसे ही आपका WAN router SD-WAN overlay network को join करेगा, वो IPsec tunnel create कर लेगा जो और भी WAN edge routers या WAN infrastructure routers connected है आपके network में. Okay, so it is more secure. क्लियर. वैसे आप इंटरनेट पे जब साइट्स को कनेक्ट करते हो तब भी वीपीएन बनाते हो, आईपीसेक टनल्स बनाते हो, लेकिन वहां पे आपको मैन्युअली कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करनी पड़ती है, राइट? बट एसडी-वैन ओवरले नेटवर्क में ऐसा नहीं है. जैसे ही आपका एसडी-वैन राउटर या वैन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर राउटर एसडी-वैन ओवरले नेटवर्क को ज्वाइन करता है, वैसे ही वो आईपीसेक टनल दूसरे वैन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर राउटर से क्रिएट कर लेता है. ओके, स्टैब्लिश कर लेता है सो दैट इट कैन प्रोवाइड सिक्योर डेटा प्लेन फॉरवर्डिंग. ओके. After that, it will give you better analytics. Better analytics. Okay. Better analytics means, like, if I talk about traditional large scale networks, I told you that very few people, or you can say nobody, knows about the big picture, right? Because of high number of network devices and large volume of data. इन ट्रेडिशनल वैन नो वन वाज अवेयर अबाउट द बिग पिक्चर कि कौन सा ट्रैफिक कहाँ से फॉरवर्ड हो रहा है, कितने राउटर्स ट्रांजिट में है, ठीक है, कौन कौन से एप्लीकेशंस यूज हो रहे हैं आपके नेटवर्क में. तो ये सारी चीजें पहले सेंट्रली मैनेज हो नहीं रही थी, तो आपको कहीं भी एक स्क्रीन पे ये सारी चीजें नहीं दिखती थी, राइट? तो नो वन वाज हैविंग द बिग पिक्चर ऑफ द एंटायर नेटवर्क. बट इन SD-WAN, in SD-WAN, we are treating a network as a system, as one system, because we are, you can say, managing the entire SD-WAN overlay network through a single management plane, थ्रू थ्रू ए सिंगल GUI, राइट। हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे, पूरे SD-WAN ओवरले नेटवर्क को एक सिंगल GUI के थ्रू मैनेज करेंगे। जैसे हमें कुछ भी कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करनी होगी तो हम लोग ब्राउजर पे एक GUI ओपन करते हैं, जिसका जो वी मैनेज का GUI होता है, वी मैनेजर का एक कंट्रोलर है SD-WAN में, जिसका GUI हम लोग लेते हैं और वहां से आप सारी कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करते हैं। ओके। और वहीं पे आपको सारे वैन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डिवाइस से क्या मिलते हैं, लॉग्स एंड इवेंट्स। अगर आप ट्रैफिक चेक देखना चाहते हो, कॉन्टेक्स्ट विजिबिलिटी, अगर आप चाहते हो कि आपको पता करना है कि कौन कौन से एप्लीकेशंस का ट्रैफिक नेटवर्क में फॉरवर्ड हो रहा है, तो वो आपको वी मैनेज पे पता चल जाएगा, वी मैनेज के GUI पे, फॉर द एंटायर नेटवर्क, राइट। You don't need to go each and every device. You don't need to check the traffic which is going through the device. Okay. But here you will be able to do this through the single management GUI. Okay. Clear.
Yes, sir.
In SD-WAN, we will be able to provide direct internet access to the sites, to the remote sites. Direct internet access to the remote sites. Okay. In SD-WAN, we will be able to provide direct internet access to remote sites. अब जैसे कि मैंने आपको पहले बताया था यहाँ पे कि अगर आपके पास मल्टीपल साइट्स है और आप उन पे इंटरनेट बेस्ड एप्लीकेशंस को एक्सेस करना चाहते हो या क्लाउड बेस्ड एप्लीकेशंस को एक्सेस करना चाहते हो, तो आप क्या करते थे, पहले ट्रैफिक को डेटा सेंटर के थ्रू भेजते थे, राइट। बट अगर आप SD-WAN इम्प्लीमेंट करोगे तो आपको ट्रैफिक डेटा सेंटर के थ्रू नहीं भेजना है। आप डायरेक्ट किसी साइट से इंटरनेट पे ट्रैफिक सेंड कर सकते हो। ओके। क्लियर। यू कैन सेंड द ट्रैफिक टू any site directly from, sorry, to any internet based applications from your site directly. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now here in SD-WAN, the traffic can be forwarded based on, you can say, some network characteristics. अब देखो पहले क्या होता था, अगर मैं ट्रेडिशनल नेटवर्क की बात करूं, ट्रेडिशनल नेटवर्क की बात, तो ट्रेडिशनल नेटवर्क में क्या होता था, डेस्टिनेशन IP के बेसिस पे ट्रैफिक फॉरवर्ड होता है, राइट। इन ट्रेडिशनल नेटवर्क्स, राउटर्स मेक डिसीजंस बेस्ड ऑन द लिमिटेड सेट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन। Traditional routing protocols usually consider only the link bandwidth and link status to send the path. अगर मैट्रिक कैलकुलेट होती है उसमें बैंडविड्थ यूज होती है मोस्टली, राइट। और अगर लिंक का स्टेटस अप नहीं होता है तब भी आप पैकेट नहीं भेज सकते, तो बेस्ट पाथ सिलेक्शन में हम लोग यही तो देखते थे। However, having multiple different WAN transports attached to remote sites, and you can say, if you want to use them in active manner, requires more complex routing कॉन्फ़िगरेशन। ओके। अब जैसे मान के चलो कि आपके पास दो ISP है, इंटरनेट कनेक्शंस है। ओके। यहाँ पे मान के चलो साइट 1 साइट 2 पे दो इंटरनेट कनेक्शंस हैं, और आप चाहते हो कि लोड बैलेंसिंग यहाँ पे परफॉर्म हो, दोनों इंटरनेट कनेक्शंस को आप एट द सेम टाइम यूज कर पाओ, तो फिर आपको कुछ एडवांस्ड राउटिंग कॉन्फ़िगरेशन यहाँ पे करनी पड़ेगी, राइट। ओके। And in traditional WAN, we were taking the forwarding decision on a router. We were taking the forwarding decision based on auxiliary information. जैसे मान के चलो कि IP एड्रेस। ओके। क्लियर। मान के चलो IP एड्रेस, तो IP एड्रेस के बेसिस पे पैकेट फॉरवर्ड होते थे। बट SD-WAN में क्या होता है, SD-WAN, you can say, in SD-WAN the packets will be sent, okay, the packets will be sent based on some, you can say, network characteristics, like let's say from source to destination. The router has two paths to reach, you can say, the destination network, right? If I talk about traditional WAN, so based on the metric, based on the AD value, the path was selected, right? है कि नहीं, बेस्ड ऑन मैट्रिक या बेस्ड ऑन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव डिस्टेंस हम लोग पाथ को सिलेक्ट करते थे। बट SD-WAN में क्या होता है, यहाँ पे नेटवर्क पाथ कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स देखते हैं, जैसे पैकेट लॉस, लेटेंसी एंड जिटर। बेस्ड ऑन ऑल दिस इंफॉर्मेशन, द पैकेट्स विल बी sent in, you can say, sent in SD-WAN overlay network. Okay. Clear.
Yes, sir. Clear.
So here you can say that forwarding based on network path characteristics.